In like the $200 to $300 range for an average one. Mint condition pieces obviously are going to bring more. The rarer pieces are going to bring more. We actually in the shop we're bidding at auction just this past week on a piece of encased postage that only one other one was known to exist. And cataloged in the book for $10,000. Now it didn't bring that, but this was only the second one known, and we were actually going after it. We didn't end up buying it because it got a little out of what we thought it was worth. But there are multi-$1,000 examples out there. So it for the budget collector, you can look at some of the more common ones. For the high-end collector, you can look at some of that rare stuff.
I think it's interesting that something that's made out of paper from the Civil War era is now 150 years old,
Yeah.
150 plus, and it has managed to survive, has been cherished enough to be collected and saved and passed down and sold and valued, and all that stuff is really cool that people have perpetuated this stuff over the years. And the encased postage actually has a much better chance of survival because of the packaging that it survives in.
Mm-hmm.
And the collectability, although very niche, is still something that is quite amazing
Mm-hmm.
and is really rare. And if you got down to it, I mean, you couldn't find more than a couple of dozen examples that are available in your area.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, the ones you're going to find are going to be those errors pieces. They are by far the most common ones. So if you see one, most likely it's an errors piece, or maybe one of the other ones that I mentioned, like the Tremont House. I've seen that one before. The North American Life Insurance. I've seen that one before. So I mean, they're out there, but very few and far between do we see them.
How smart was it to take mica?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's another thing too.
Here he took a round circle of cardboard. He kind of wrapped the stamp around it and then encased that in brass. And you'd think that of the time, I mean, that's kind of enough to get it done. But then he thought enough to put a transparent stone over the top of it. And this, I mean, really kind of ensured that what was there was going to last. And if you look at pieces, I mean, they've managed to keep their color and they've managed to keep their integrity over 150 years out of something that's made out of paper.
Yeah, and actually, in collecting them, that's one thing that you want to look at is the condition of the actual original mica. A lot of the times they would get, beat around in chains and chipped and cracked and broken. So finding one with an original intact mica is a little scarcer as well. So they're cool. I like them. Collect them, guys.
Good stuff.
This is Ilya Leonov, and you're listening to the Coin Show Radio.
What incarnation was that?
That guy's got some fantastic pipes, doesn't he?
Wait, that name sounds familiar. Why?
Ilya Leonov
Uh huh.
was somebody who wrote to us, and we answered his question at questions@coinshowradio.com.
Okay.
And it apparently was me. Here, I'll cop to this one.
Wait, you're gonna throw yourself under the bus?
I'm going to throw myself. Yeah, instead of throwing you under the bus, I'm going to throw myself under the
Okay,
bus.
take note of this, everybody.
Yeah, Matt, enjoy this. Okay,
I am. I
get
am.
out your napkin, put on your bib, because Mike's going to throw himself under the bus for a change.
All right, all right.
Yeah. So Ilya wrote me a humorous clarification. That was the name of his email. A humorous clarification. He said, in episode 93, you read a letter on the air in which I had sent to you regarding a difficulty with downloading podcasts, a difficulty which you resolved wonderfully
I remember.
and swiftly to my undying gratitude. And we love you too, Ilya.
I remember this now.
However, during this segment, Mike could be heard to say, I like her spirit. Not that I mind being misgendered terribly, but with terribly? I mean, you're either on or you're off. Sorry, dude. But with the advent of fan submitted promos, I could not help but send you one which I recorded to help clarify the issue.
I love it.
I am including it as an attachment to this email. Use it on air if you like. I continue to be a huge fan. And because you're a huge fan, Ilya, there you go. We really like when our listeners contribute. So just for him.
This is Ilya Leonov, and you're listening to the Coin Show Radio.
Those are fantastic pipes.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
That's absolutely amazing. Play it one more time. I want to hear it again.
Okay, one last time.
One more time.
Just
one more time.
For those at home.
This is Ilya Leonov, and you're listening to the Coin Show Radio.
Fantastic.
Oh, man. We need some like smooth jazz behind that.
Dude, I'm telling you, that guy is a
amazing.
DJ if I've ever heard one.
I think there's some manipulation going on.
Now, I want to introduce a new segment this week. It's called the 5-Minute Book Review.
Because the 45-minute book review was too long?
Because the 45-minute book review was kind of cumbersome, and I honestly think that might have been a little too much for some people. So the 5-minute book review, it's like if you like it, that's cool. If you don't like it, it's not all that much to ignore, and then you can move on. So the first 5-minute book review is going to be a guidebook of United States Coins Deluxe Edition, or
Mega Red.
Mega Red. Yes, that's right. The Guidebook of United States Coins, or the Red Book, is the biggest selling numismatic reference of all time. Now, given this fact, it would appear impossible to improve upon, but Whitman has done exactly that. Bordering on what would be considered an encyclopedia, the new deluxe version of the Red Book features full color photographs, prices, mintage, and compositional information, just like its smaller brother, but goes well beyond that. The first deluxe edition shares over 350 pages on half cents and large cents, giving these important series of highly collected American coins a treatment which they have richly deserved for years, but never really quite received. Now, future editions of this deluxe edition will feature expanded sections of coins and series to be determined at a later date. So the larger format is a substantial difference to the annual, but does so without making the book so large and cumbersome as to make it impractical to carry. You use yours, right?
Yeah.
Love that.
We do. We use them pretty often in the store, actually, believe it or not.
I think that this book is not only destined to become a classic of numismatic reference, but has already become an instant classic that any collector wanting to be well-informed and well-prepared must have among his library. So this book is in what I would consider the must-haves. And to their credit, Whitman is going to change it up a little bit every year. Yeah, okay, they're going to get you to buy the new version of it as much as they can, but they're going to change it up, and they're going to have expanded sections in each one that, judging by the first one, awesome.
Yeah. Well, the first one I thought was really cool because it had kind of a preview for the large cents, the copper book that came out that Q. David Bowers did that we actually use all the time too at the shop. But it kind of had an expanded large cent section, which was really cool.
Yeah, yeah. I think that that the expanded section is really everything that you want within that genre, and the fact that they're going to go from genre to genre over the course of the life of this book gives it a reason to, this is your encyclopedia of American numismatics.
Certainly.
And I can hardly wait for the next version.
That's it? That's your book review?
That's my 5-minute
book review. That's awesome. I love it.
Isn't that awesome? See, you can ignore it if you want. You can move on.
I did. I'm just kidding.
Whitman is never going to send you anything.
They don't anyways, but I still love them.
Before we move on to the coolest thing,
Mm-hmm.
uh, we did get some mail to questions at coinshowradio.com.
Sweet. I love mail.
And one of the ones that I really liked
Uh-huh.
was a guy named Cameron
Okay.
asked, I was trying to join the special Friends of the Coin Show Facebook area you created,
Uh-huh.
but I can't seem to find it.
Uh-oh.
So here it is for everybody. You go to Facebook and you click on groups and find Friends of the Coin Show. You can become a friend of the show, or as I like to call it, FOTS. FOTS.
FOTS or FOTUS.
FOTS. And you can join our group. And one of the greater things about the closed group that we have is it's kind of like our old forum.
Yeah.
In the fact that everybody sees everything that everybody posts. And on Facebook, that's getting to be a rarer and rarer
They
thing.
want you to pay for it for some reason. I think.
They do.
Oh, wait, I know. I
And-
know why.
Because they're greedy.
Well, I wasn't going to go there, but.
Okay, and we have a question from questions at coinshowradio.com from Isaiah Hageman,
Okay.
which I'm probably mispronouncing, and then I'll get a, this is Isaiah.
No, it'll be a female voice.
This is Isaiah. I started collecting error coins about 4 months ago, and I was wondering what error coins would make a good start to an error coin collection.
Okay.
I have a small budget of about $20 to $30 a month, since I'm only 14.
Oh, cool.
I was also wondering if Matt has any good error coins in his shop. No, he doesn't.
Well, you know what? I'm going to send you an error coin, so we're going to email you back.
Wow.
Mike is going to get your address, and I'm going to send you an error coin. But as far as the answer to your question goes, errors are fun because they really do encompass every budget. I mean, you can find really minor stuff in like dealers boxes for 50 cents or 75 cents, and then you can find stuff that's really crazy, and it'll cost you a couple $1,000s. One thing that I guess I would start with if you had a small budget like that would be to look at like the off centers. You can get off center penny for $5 or $6 or $7, and a nickel and a quarter and a dime, and you might just try to go up and see how far you can get that way. That would be a good place to start, I think.
Hopefully so. And we appreciate all of the input that you guys give us. We appreciate the email. Send your email, questions at coinshowradio.com. And just like Isaiah, you can have your question answered on the show.
And I'm going to send him something cool.
You're awesome, man.
Yeah, I try.
So that brings us to the final segment in our show, the fan favorite,
Mm-hmm.
which I've noticed that you've already posted
What? Wait, what?
to Coin Show Radio. Yeah, I know.
I know, right?
I know, right? That's like, okay, folks, now's your chance to write this one down. Okay. Matt has actually posted a picture of the coolest thing that walked into a
Before
shop.
we even
And
talked about
I have to tell you that this large set
it. Well,
is
did
incredible.
you see the other one next to it? This coolest thing. There was two, and I have to highlight both of them because they came from the same guy. So technically, they walked in at the exact same time. One is not better than the other. Well, one is better than the other, but
Well, no, that really depends on your preference because one's mid-state and one's
yep,
proof,
that's
right?
right. So the two coins were first was an 1851 braided hair large cent, and this coin was certified NGC MS67 star. It was they called it a brown coin, though to me the coin was more red brown than brown.
I think they were playing it safe on that one.
Probably, but man, that coin was absolutely screaming. I mean,
You know what I love about this coin is you see the die flow lines.
oh yeah, like crazy.
On this coin. I mean, you just see the metal flow lines where the coin was struck and you saw how the metal flowed out to the edges of the coin. And it is, for a large set, that is like unheard of.
Yeah, well, like I said, this coin was just